Today, we're going to be covering, first off, Adam and Gabe, co-founders of Braintrust, are going to give us a quick update to the network and share some highlights. Megan's going to dive into the grants program that we talked about, hot off the press. Kat's going to cover what's going on in the Braintrust network. Grady is going to be covering new jobs, companies on Braintrust. I will be talking about community love, highlighting a few talent stories, and governance. Mark is going to be covering that section. And of course, Shrina is going to be covering product releases. Product is a huge theme for Braintrust in 2022. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. And lastly, of course, Anna Lee, our favorite community lead, will be talking to you about how to get involved. First up, Adam Jackson, our co-founder of the Braintrust project.
GM, everybody. Nice to see this huge group and growing every month we do this. So hey, I just wanted to talk about a quick article I wrote called "The Negative Rake," and it's kind of a follow-on article to this piece that famous venture capitalist Bill Gurley wrote called "A Rake Too Far." It's basically an article about how marketplaces take too much value from the users who make their living there. And so what's interesting is Web3 is actually kind of the answer to that. When you have a user-owned network like Braintrust instead of a corporate-owned network, users have no incentive to charge themselves high fees, right? There's a 0% rake here on talent. And in fact, when you earn tokens for becoming approved or being a community screening member or referring more talent or referring more clients or doing something cool on Shirley and Annalie's team, like there's just 100 ways to earn tokens. The rake is actually negative, right? Like the marketplace pays you to be a participant. So I thought that was kind of a cool phenomenon. It's not really, the article's not about Braintrust. It's just about how Web3 is just building, a better economy through what we call the user-owned economy. So link down there in the chat, check it out. Over to you, Gabe.
Cool. Hey, everyone. Gabe Luna-Ostaseski, co-founder of Braintrust here. Wanted to share a little bit of context on kind of where the network is at and some exciting things ahead. So for context, many of you are new. When we first started, and raised the seed round back in 2018, there was essentially one core developer of the Braintrust protocol called Freelance Labs. And then over the next couple of years, additional nodes were added that developed a variety of different parts of the Braintrust network. And there's now 7 nodes that are helping to build the Braintrust protocol. And so what I think is really exciting about this kind of transition point now is we're going from those kind of 7 core nodes to enabling thousands of contributors from around the world from the community to help build the community further and help build the network further. Everything from writing content to writing code, designing new modules, and enabling the network to scale, not by hiring more people on the core node teams, but by engaging an incredible group of contributors like all of you from around the world. And I actually wrote a tweet on this a couple of days ago for helpful context, which is like in Web 2, typically you'd raise $100 million and you'd hire 500 or 600 people and you put them in an office and you'd essentially run this hierarchy where decisions would be made from the top down. And essentially you would build this like cash burning, engine. And that's kind of like the playbook of how all of these companies were built in Web 2. And if you think about what's different about Web3 is essentially, we raised $100 million in December, and that's going to be used not to hire more people for any of these core teams, but literally put directly into facilitating community projects through grants and bounties and projects on the platform. And so this year is all about enabling kind of community fueled growth via our grants and bounties programs. So really, really excited for the MVP wave of grants. This is just the beginning. And I think you'll start to see a lot more opportunities for people to get involved in whatever way they would like to leverage their superpowers and help the network grow. So that's a perfect transition over to Megan.
Yeah, thanks so much, Gabe. So I'm really excited to talk to you all today about the grants program. So if you have not seen it yet, we just launched a huge grants program that's the first of many to come. So thanks to that $100 million purchase of Braintrust that happened in December, Braintrust is now better equipped to focus on this accelerated decentralized network growth, which is the core focus of 2022. So this starts with our newly announced grants program. Last week, we introduced the first wave of 12 grants that are available to the community. There's a wide range of types of grants, and each one is essential to Braintrust's future success. We've divided the grants into 3 general categories. So there's ambassador grants, builder grants, and educator grants. Ambassador grants are for program managers, designers, community leaders, copywriters, marketers, people that are interested in growing the brand and growing Braintrust through kind of content creation, social advocacy, campaigns, events, other ways that like growing the marketing arm of Braintrust in a lot of ways. Builder grants are for engineers and product managers who want to make technical contributions that would enhance or add features to the Braintrust platform. So we're starting to open source the core code to enable additional contributors to grow the technical capabilities of Braintrust. I know that's really exciting to a lot of people here that are anxious to start working on features they'd love to see added. And we also have educator grants, and these are for community members who want to provide training, education, help their fellow community members get hired, create courses, help enhance the user community experience through trainings and events on the platform. So I wanted to highlight just a few grants that are especially interesting. So the first 3 ambassador grants are really tailor-made for program managers and community organizers. So if either of those 2 words kind of spark something for you, I want you to pay close attention to Ambassador Grant 1, 2, and 3. These are really interesting because they're starting to build the infrastructure for additional future grants to come. So A1, Ambassador Grant 1, asks grantees to build a social media ambassador group, and that group will take ownership of the social media presence for Braintrust. This program will ultimately create content, react to postings, identify social conversation threads, and really be that social arm. And so this program manager will build out that program. And similarly, grants A2 and A3 are looking for program managers with experience on Discord. So if you love checking out the Discord community and conversations that are happening, this is a great grant for you because you can work on building that community and managing these memberships. And again, you'll be building the infrastructure for future grants down the line for Discord. So if you are interested in applying for any of these grants, the deadline to submit your proposal is January 26th. So what we're going to ask you to do is read through the grant spec. At the end of that grant spec, you'll see a form where you can submit your proposal. We're trying to make this lightweight and pretty easy, especially if you've already spent time on your Braintrust profile. It shouldn't take you any more than 5 minutes to submit a proposal. And you will get a yes or no answer within 48 business hours. So you're not kind of hung up on whether you should be doing this. Also, all grants are designed to be part-time work that you can manage alongside other projects. So these are ideal for people that love a good side hustle. If you have any follow-up questions, I'm going to be answering questions in the chat throughout this presentation, but afterwards, please go visit the grants Discord channel. It's going to be a great place to get lots of questions answered, and I'll be on there looking at questions today. So just again, really excited about this grants program. It opens up just a huge unparalleled growth opportunity for people that are interested in building and really taking new ownership of this network. So Very excited to have this first round of grants. This is the MVP wave. There will be future waves. And I want to recommend that you all be on the lookout for upcoming announcements about how the future waves of grants will include grants that did not come from the core nodes, but rather directly from the community. So you'll be able to write grants, request funding for projects you'd like to see as well. And we'll be announcing how that will work shortly. So keep your ears tuned for that. So Kat, I'm going to pass it off to you so you can talk about all the cool stuff that's been happening in the press.
Thank you, Megan. Appreciate it. So as Megan mentioned, awesome, great news for the entire community. And speaking of great news, you may have noticed a lot of awesome mentions of Braintrust in the news lately. You may also have noticed a big trend about content and news media outlets reporting on Web3 technology, blockchain, sort of like the mainstreamification of crypto. And Braintrust is a huge reference point for a lot of these outlets to talk about how we're really bringing that to the forefront and helping bring more, not only individual users and consumers, but also companies into the world of Web3 technology and crypto. So here's a couple of interesting and really awesome mentions that we've garnered over the past month. You can find all of these on our press page. That's the URL right there. A particularly interesting one actually is this Nassari report, which was a complete report basically about our entire Braintrust model, how much we've grown over the last 18 months since launching out of stealth, and just the kind of great potential that this network has to change the way the world works. So we encourage you to go check those out. It's very exciting to see all of this attention for Braintrust. And then if you're looking for a slightly deeper dive into what exactly our entire model is and how we kind of think about like our Braintrust ethos and our mission, there's been some great podcast features lately with both of our co-founders, Gabe Luna-Ostaseski and Adam Jackson. So the first one here that I want to talk about is Means of Creation, where they both hopped on and chatted a lot about how we started building a decentralized marketplace. So a lot of the strategy and how to think about bringing something like this off the ground. And then also Gabe went on the Boundary List podcast to have another conversation about just kind of future of Braintrust and how our model works. So we encourage you to go take a look, take a listen, get a little bit of a deep dive into what it is that we're building together and probably learn something. So those are also linked on our press page as well. And then of course, we've been producing a lot of content on the Braintrust blog. Most notably, we've been producing a lot of talent features. So just loved this quote from Nick Farizos, who's not only a writer and editor on the Braintrust network, but he's also the editor of the Braintrust blog. And what he's gained by moving to a Web3 lifestyle for work, as opposed to a more extractive full-time Web2 model. Braintrust represents something entirely different, a Web3 talent network that actually rewards me for my hard work. So I encourage you to go hop over to our blog and read his story. It's really incredible about how he went from a really extractive, unfair, unbalanced work lifestyle to taking full ownership and control over not only his own career, but the network that he now makes his living on. So it's a really inspiring piece. And then as always, we just really love to see, kind of enthusiasm and commentary about what we're doing here on Braintrust on Twitter. So if you want to shout us out, share kind of your thoughts, tell us what it is that you're excited about for on Braintrust, what you're building. We'd love to hear from you. Just don't forget to tag @usebraintrust. If you're learning something new in this event right here, we actually encourage you to go hop on right now and tell the world about it. The more we can kind of spread the word, the better it is for this network and the more we can grow together. So yeah, don't forget to tag us, don't be shy. And with that, I will pass it over to Grady to talk about clients and jobs.
Right on. Hey, everybody. So Grady here. I get the pleasure of working with lots of our clients and my team. Hey, so I wanted to spend a few minutes for those of you that are new, kind of going through what we're seeing kind of each month on the client side of the equation. On the survey, everybody seemed to be very interested in jobs and what's upcoming. So this is a nice way to be able to preview that. And then if you guys have questions, either during or after, feel free to drop them into the chat or reach out to us after on Discord. Happy to answer anything you guys might have. So just an update so keep in mind, this is for December. We had a lot of companies posting throughout the holidays. What we'd seen in the past is kind of a slowdown, as you can imagine, during December, where a lot of the large enterprises we work with, kind of go in blackout periods or take off, a couple of weeks over the holidays. So we typically see a slowdown in actual job postings. This year we saw it actually accelerated. So quite the opposite effect here. So we had 120 unique companies posting new jobs in December, and lots of them were for, of course, multiple jobs. So it was great to see that number grow. That's our largest month ever, even with the holidays going on. The other thing that was kind of interesting this month, kind of on the enterprise side, and as you guys know, we've got a lot of really large enterprise logos, but we've also got a really large growing population of really cool startups, crypto projects, people that have just recently received funding to go into the next round of growth. And this last month, we saw a pretty sizable flip in kind of large enterprise versus small and medium-sized businesses posting jobs. So typically we have the enterprises posting a bit more. This last month, we saw nearly 60% of all job posts coming from, fast-growing startups, that type of stuff. So they were accelerating through the December holiday timeframe, and then we'd expect probably the enterprises to pick up now in January, February, March as they get their budgets. One other thing that I thought was pretty interesting is our dollar per hour rate for jobs here is continuing to increase. We're nearly at $90 an hour. So if you've got friends across the globe who are, making considerably less than that, definitely point them our way. We've got lots and lots of opportunities for people to make a lot of really good money here. And then I was just looking at kind of the average duration for December as well. So like how long these projects are typically starting. And it was about 5 months. So they're not short-term things. They're long-term, ongoing kind of big projects with a lot of meat behind them. So if you guys have great talent, definitely refer them our way. We've got lots and lots of companies hiring. The other thing I wanted to mention here, and I always kind of like to mention this, is kind of how we get new clients. So I put a little screenshot over on the right there. For anyone who's looking to refer clients, which we're always looking for, and that's where we get most of our enterprise clients at this point, just go into the platform, go to the earn button, click over to client referrals and hit the opt-in. What will happen is that will alert somebody from the team. They'll reach out to you and figure out how we can make it really simple and easy to get any kind of client referrals you have onto the platform. And then you start earning 2% of all their billings going forward. So really cool way to earn a bunch of Braintrust, get people jobs, and get people to those clients. And then as always, international help. Anyone who has international clients, we'd love to get more international talent onto projects. So if you've got anybody who's looking to hire outside the US or Canada, send them our way as well. We'd love to get more jobs going there. And then if you want to fast forward one here, Kat. Sweet. Okay. I made the comment last time that the logo slide was filling up. It's even more full now. So this is just December, everybody. So on the top there, I wanted to put in kind of the high level clients, a bunch of the enterprise level logos that are hiring last month. So these are all people that literally made hires last month through us. There's about 50 more logos behind that for smaller companies that were coming in as well. It's really encouraging to see the first job posts. So this is like literally companies who are posting the jobs to use Braintrust for the first time. So we had over 60 of them this last month come in and post their first job. So not only are we getting a lot of like repeat clients, we're getting a lot of new people testing out the network as well, because a lot of people are starting to hear about this and hear how great our talent is. So amazing to see that grow. And then we've got some incredible logos in the pipeline here who are looking to get onboarded or in the middle of onboarding with Braintrust right now. So we should start to see jobs start popping up either this month or likely next month for a lot of the ones down there. So a lot of small ones that you might recognize. Perfect. I know there's a bunch of stuff coming through the chat right now, so I'll jump on that and start going through it. But that's what's going on, and that's supposed to say December client momentum. Geez, wow. Sorry guys, but that's December across the top.
I
I
want to see the one with all the logos, and it's just like packed and jammed, and like you can't even see any of them anymore.
Yeah, microscopic logos at this point. So anyway, my bad on that. It's supposed to say December up there.
It's funny. At Grady, just as you were presenting, a friend of mine at Coinbase texted me and asked, "Hey, we need Braintrust. Are we allowed to use it yet?" Right as your logo is coming up here. So nice work.
absolutely. Trying to find some iOS devs for them right now. Tell them to call me.
Thank you,
All right.
Grady. Lots of exciting stuff happening on the client side. Okay, let's take a quick moment and we'll do some Braintrust trivia. So there'll be 2 opportunities during this event to win some Braintrust swag. So this first one, you'll win a signature edition Braintrust branded t-shirt. I unfortunately do not have that to show you, but I promise it's pretty cool. I will say, in order to win this, you will need to be the first person to ping the correct answer into the chat. Please make sure you're sending the answer into a chat directed to everyone and not a private chat to any of the panelists. All right, are you ready? Our question, how long is the tenure for each grants committee? Oh, there we go. Saw the correct answer. Whoa, wow, okay, here we go. So many of you. Go scroll back up to it. Natasha, congratulations, Natasha Crosby. You had the correct answer there. The answer is 6 months. So that means that you have 2 opportunities every year to be part of the grants committee and be part of the group that's helping to improve and build up this program for future iterations to make contributions easier and more valuable for every member of this community. So Natasha, congrats. Clearly someone's been reading our grants documentation and listening closely. If you wouldn't mind, can you just send me a quick direct message and shoot me your address so that we can mail it over to you?
Oh, Natasha.
And with that, I will pass it back over to Shirley for community updates.
Thank you, Kat. I love those trivias. Natasha, lucky you. The t-shirt's really cool looking. So congrats again. So community love. First, I want to start by highlighting some talent stories on the platform. Talent, you make this ship go round. Meet Kate Bagoy. She's a senior product designer. She helps actually other freelancers earn more money. She does classes, accelerators. She taught thousands the importance of consistently networking and marketing themselves, right? It's a grind, self-promotion, we all know it, but she believed that it was an essential part of building a high-paying independent career, right? A lot of people can feel that, right? That is until she discovered Braintrust, right? Suddenly, Kate found she didn't have to spend nearly as much time pitching to clients, marketing herself, going on LinkedIn all the time, going to networking events. The Braintrust network actually made it super easy for her to find great clients. They come to her, right? So she actually got hired by Compass and Etsy. With the time she saved, she's able to make even more time to find more paying projects and help earn over $150,000 in just 6 months of being on Braintrust. So Annalise is going to post her story. If you want to read more, it's on our blog. Next, I would like you to please meet Anthony Daga. Before joining Braintrust, Anthony bounced between full-time gigs at startups and development consulting work. We love Anthony. He was on the talent screening team. He knows how to have fun and also work hard at the same time. He worked on projects prior to Braintrust at Qualcomm, Walmart Labs. However, the jobs that he found on other networks, such as AngelList, we've probably heard of those, weren't as lucrative. He said a lot of them were seed startups and paid accordingly, right? And Braintrust has way better rates. In his first year on the Braintrust network, he made over $150,000 while working for Fortune 1000 clients. So guess who he worked with? He got to work with Porsche, and Stanley Black & Decker, these big names, right, added to his resume. And now he's working for himself. He allows him to enjoy the freedom of freelance life. So really happy for Anthony there. And finally, shout out to Bill Pericarditis. If you're on Discord, you probably know Bill. He's a talent in Athens. He's been with us from day one. He actually has been working with the client TaskRabbit, making US level income while living in Greece. He tells me every so often that it's a big deal. You know, he mentioned that because of Braintrust, he started mentoring, educating other devs around the world about the benefits of remote work, applying to Braintrust, and how to earn higher income regardless of where you're located. The other day, he told me Braintrust opened his eyes and he realized that sky's the limit. And I thought that was really awesome. You know, we're making real world impact and going back to our mission statement of distributing economic equality around the world, more equitably around the world. Next. So I want to tell you, make sure you know that our community docs has launched. This is a hosted on Gitbook, but essentially you can learn how to participate on Braintrust as a Web3 network, different ways you can join community events and build along with us with the community. Finally, the community membership. So you probably heard about this, but there are 3 levels of membership in the community. And with each level, so the first thing you do is submit proof of work, which I'll get into in a little bit. But with each level, you unlock new perks, right? So different grant sizes, higher bounties, exclusive events. For talent, there are exclusive job fairs and matcher hours, one-on-one time for you to talk about jobs that you're interested in. And of course, more Braintrust earning opportunities as you level up. And so all of this, the description and information is in that community docs that we just shared. If you have any questions, Annalie can help answer. Next. So this is how you submit your proof of work. I saw some people asking how to get to level 1. So number 1 thing, join the Braintrust Discord if you haven't already. There are different ways, different proof of work that you can submit depending on who you are, right? We know not everyone is a talent. If you're a talent, you submit a Braintrust profile. If you're a creative, there are proof of work opportunities for you for design assets and other creative work. For ambassadors, of course, social media and writing we know is important to you, so show us that. And lastly, if you're a product person, there's a proof of work for products, submit product suggestions and bugs as your form of proof of work. And finally, that's the Discord link. I want to make sure that everybody sees it, and we'll be able to continue our conversation on there. Next, it's Mark to talk to us about infrastructure.
All right, thanks so much, Shirley. We've seen a lot of new people join. It was great to see that like 70% of the people on this call, this is their first 1 to 3 months with the company. So we always spend a little bit of time on governance here. As for those of you who joined after Adam was talking about the negative take rate, that's, I think, one of the coolest things about Braintrust. Talent keeps 100% of their earnings. And this, I think, in my opinion, the second coolest thing is 1 token, 1 vote. It's all of us who own those tokens who control the future of this network. So it's a big responsibility, and we've put a ton of work into it over this last year. This is actually the first Braintrust Live event in 5 months since we launched the token where we don't have something live to vote on right now. So we've seen a lot of things come through. Our last 2 were, of course, the grants committee and all of the projects that were included in those grants. And so we perform those votes on Snapshot. You can always check out what's going on out there. And we keep people up to date on Discord. If something sneaks in here from the network that we didn't hear about previously, we try to make sure everyone knows about this. Most of our votes do happen off-chain, meaning they don't require a change to the smart contract. So all those off-chain votes happen on Snapshot. This is really the main place where we do all our voting, and everyone can participate, whether you're approved talent or not. You can withdraw as few as 10 tokens to participate from the platform. You can also buy these on the open market and vote with those. So you just have to have a wallet connected to Snapshot before the votes go live. So now is a great time to learn more about that in the Help Center. If you have any questions, ping us on Discord. It's a pretty relatively straightforward process to get these set up, but for the first time through, you might have questions. So check out the Help Center link there, learn about governance, and get your wallet set up on Snapshot so you're ready for the next round of votes. Next up, we'll talk about one of the previous votes, getting paid in crypto. This was a really exciting one, 100% passed, no surprise there, but this one is coming officially on the books for what we call Q1 that runs February through April to get started on this. We've already been doing research with some initial partners, so more to come in future Braintrust Live events here. This will be an option for most people, potentially all people on the Braintrust network, to be paid in crypto, and that which crypto that will be will kind of depend on the partner that we end up going with, but there'll be a lot more information here. Next up, I think we have another great tweet from the community that changed overnight. I was ready for the last tweet. Did the research on a great associate director of innovation in Belgium who had a great tweet on us. But this person is also saying something similar, that Braintrust, this is one of the real world applications of a DAO. When people talk about Web3 and a decentralized autonomous organization, just point them to Braintrust, and this is where the rubber meets the road of people around the world owning the work that they do and participating in the future of this network. So thank you everyone for being here. Up next is Shrina on product.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I was really excited at the top of this to see that most people are here because they are looking for jobs, because almost 100% of the activities of the product, design, and dev contributors is all around helping you find, apply, and get jobs. So some things that went live recently is proposal submission just got a whole lot easier. You can now put your calendar link in right when you're submitting your proposal, so that scheduling interviews and next steps is easier. We took out a bunch of stuff, so no more cover letters, fewer questions, more relevant questions. So when you find that right job, proposing should now be, closer to snapping fingers than writing a bunch of long paragraphs. The second thing that went live recently, you won't see this yet, but we're now adding top skills on jobs. So when clients and Grady's team post jobs onto the network, we're capturing what are the 3 most important skills. And we're gonna be able to use that in order to drive better matching and better pushing of jobs to you, so that you can get the most relevant jobs and find the most relevant jobs for you. Things that are in the works and very, very, very close to being live, I was hoping they would get pushed to production this morning, is a lot of stuff on improving job discovery. So we have better job data, which is powering better job recommendations. But now you're going to see that in updated job cards and job details page. So if you go to the next screen, you'll be able to see a little bit of what those look like. The dev team, design, and product team right now are just literally bug bashing and putting the final polish on this to make sure that when it goes live, it works exactly as intended. And that should happen here maybe later, maybe by tomorrow, but in the next couple of days. We're really, really close on the finish line to getting these new job cards and the new job details page, which you'll see on the next slide. Another exciting thing about this job details page is we've bumped up all the information that we heard from talent is most important to you in helping you evaluate the job. And then we've made it super clear whether this job is open and accepting proposals or not, because right now that's a little bit muddy and hard to tell, but you'll see a nice green box if that job is open and accepting proposals. So again, really excited for this, making it easier for you to find relevant jobs for you. And then the last piece is obviously getting those jobs. So what the team is working on next is making it easier for clients to find you. So when you submit proposals, making sure the best proposals are bumped to the top. And then in general, if you are looking for work and available and have skills and interests that match open jobs, that those clients can find and engage you. So that's the exciting stuff that we're working on next, and more to come on that in the next month. Who trivia? More
Thank you,
t-shirts.
Shrina. Okay, here's another opportunity for you to win some Braintrust swag. I came prepared this time. It is a simple modern drink tumbler. It keeps your drinks cold for a full 24 hours, and it's got some pretty sweet Braintrust branding on it. So get ready. Again, please make sure you are sending your answer into the chat to everyone, not just to hosts or panelists. Question is, how many talent have joined Braintrust so far? If you want to give a round number with a plus, that's fine. You don't have to have it down to the individual number. That's okay. So let's keep going. Wow. Okay. Coming in fast. A lot of good guesses here. Here we go. And we found one. Okay, we have it correct here. I'm not sure if is it Jide or Jide? I could be mispronouncing that, but the answer is 40,000. We officially surpassed the 40,000 talent signups on Braintrust last month, and that's representatives from over 150 countries around the world. So just extra proof that our Web3 decentralized user-owned model is the way of the future. This is how people want to work. They want ownership, they want autonomy. So yeah, congrats. And please remember, also send me your address there at either my Discord or my email, which I will pop right here. Awesome. Thank you so much. Over to Annalie.
Hi, everyone. So I will be closing off this session with summarizing how you can participate. All the touch points and everything that was talked about during this call is an aspect of the community. And so if we look at the next slide, I've quickly just outlined what you need to do. So first, read the Braintrust community docs. This community doc was just published a couple of weeks ago, and we got so many viewers. This is your one-stop shop to getting updated, links to resources, how to up-level your membership, and all the questions in between. So this doc is really a good resource. And if you have any questions or think any other sort of sections would be helpful, please, we love feedback. The other thing to do is hang out on Discord. Many of you asked about how to up level from level 0 to level 1. Well, Discord is where the Braintrust membership happens. It's where you can connect with fellow community members. And the more you connect and the more you contribute and chat and share your ideas, the more engaged you are, will then qualify for your membership up leveling. And so I actually dropped in a link to up level. If you're currently a level 0, click on that link, share your proof of work. And there are different ways that you can submit proof of work. You can either show your talent profile, you can write an article, you can translate articles. All of those different proof of work ideas are listed in Discord. So drop your proof of work in the Braintrust Live channel. The moderators will verify your proof of work and that you've attended this call, and then you'll be up leveled from level 0 to level 1. And why is it exciting to up level from level 0 to level 1, level 1 to 2, and level 2 to 3? Well, there are more opportunities to get bigger bounties. There are level exclusive events and just greater perks. So that's super exciting as you up level. And then if you're actually interested in building online communities in the Braintrust community, there are 2 grants available for Discord. So right now we're sort of experimenting with how people engage and like connect on Discord. Well, if you have ideas and you want to help refine this, you can participate by applying for Ambassador Grant 2 and Ambassador Grant 3. And we'd love to see this Discord membership leveling refined even more with ideas from the community. And lastly, there are lots of community events that happen. So new community events that I want to bring up are, if you're an approved talent, you can actually join Talent Matcher live chats every day from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. PT on the Job Application Help channel. And our talent matchers have graciously dedicated time every day to answer your questions. And again, this is available to anyone in level 2. And then we would love to see more happy hours, networking events, etc. So if you're someone that likes bringing people together, reach out and let's plan a happy hour over Discord. And then lastly, again, as mentioned, after this webinar, submit your proof of work to up level from level 0 to level 1 in the Braintrust Live channel. And if you have any other ideas, reach out to me or just drop your ideas in Discord. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Annalie. And with that, it looks like we've answered all your questions in Q&A, and we've been chatting in the chat box. It's so great to see everyone again. Let's continue this conversation on Discord. Let's keep this momentum going. I hope you are pumped up and as excited as we are. And thank you so much for spending your time with us today. We'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.